Ever hear the cliche, done is better than perfect, or perfect is the enemy of good? Well, you want to know what also is the enemy of good? Shitty work. Shitty products that don't work. In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to demonstrate why mathematically perfect is the enemy of good and, quote, done is better than perfect is bad advice for both life and business. That these commonly accepted and unquestioned cliches are more destructive to success than enhancing. Now, this explanation can be a bit confusing, but once you understand it, you will more likely produce great results in your life. Because of these cliches have been normalized as sage business advice, millions of aspiring entrepreneurs have produced products and services that don't move the needle and end up in the middle of the bell curve, or mediocrity. Worse, their effort lands in the suck bin. And because of this, they don't succeed, and they don't make money, they don't change their life, and they don't change their situation for the better. Now here's why. First, let's understand and agree there is no perfect. It is an idealized, unattainable concept. However, what gets confused with perfection is excellence. When you accept a cliche that done is better than perfect, or, quote, perfect is the enemy of good, you subconsciously lower the bar or cap your effort. Instead of aiming to produce an excellent product or service, you're now aiming just for a good. In other words, good becomes an outlier outcome because you've made it the target, while mediocrity becomes the expected outcome. Excellence, because it is convoluted with perfection, becomes nearly impossible. Now, if we graph intention of action or goals and their outcomes on a normalized bell curve, complete with standard deviations and their percentages, we get this. This curve represents the statistical probabilities of outcomes based on where we set our goal or our objective. When you make good the target, that's the goal. That's the topmost best case scenario on our bell curve. It becomes the outlier. Additionally, you've made excellence unlikely, if not impossible, a 2 standard deviation outcome. Likewise, good is also unlikely, while mediocrity, the bulk of the outcomes in a normal distribution, 68.2%, becomes the likely outcome. Worse, you might equally get an outcome that is poor or absolute garbage. More than 15% chance as about as likely as you ending up with something good. Think of it this way. If your goal is to lose 10 pounds in 1 month, it is highly unlikely that you will lose 20. That's because you've made 10 the goal, the outlier, and subconsciously put a ceiling on your effort. Similarly, if your goal is to make $500 extra this month, you will unlikely make an extra $2,000. You see, when you make just good as a target, as a goal, you forsake excellence, and as a result, you make middling, non-needle-moving results the likely outcome. So instead of producing a good product, you produce something that has an 83% chance of being mediocre to bad. Your chance of actually hitting good is a meager 13%, while excellence a tiny 2%. Now look what happens when we shift our goal to excellence, not perfection, as our objective and drop good. Instead of shooting for 10 pounds in 30 days, we're looking to do 20. Instead of looking to create a good product, we're looking to make something excellent. Now, because excellence is our target, our goal, that likely outcome will be good. And 13% of the time, we will actually produce something excellent. Additionally, a mediocre outcome becomes unlikely, and an outcome of absolute garbage a near impossibility. So if you're interested in producing good quality work, you can't shoot for good. You have to shoot for excellence. And then good becomes the likely outcome. This is the approach I always take when I publish a book. I shoot for excellence, which means that most people will think my work is good, while some will rave from the rooftops about excellence, and others will just think the work is, okay. Very few will think it sucks. But more importantly, when you shoot for excellence, you improve your chances of hitting the holy grail of entrepreneurship, the printing money productocracy. My publishing company has sold millions of books, and my advertising budget, get this, is zero. That's right, zero. So how do I sell so many? I aim for excellence, which gives me pretty good odds that I produce good work, which gives me the good odds that I hit a productocracy, which gives me good odds that people will recommend my work. So stop capping your best case scenarios or outcomes with targets that guarantee mediocrity or worse. Shoot for excellence, and the majority of your customers will find your work good. And that's when good is good enough.